I'm Lauren Anderson. I'm going to be making a kolaczki, which is a Polish cookie.
I'm Jacqueline Hicks, and I'm going to be making the Nanaimo bar, and it's a Canadian quick bar recipe.
I'm Lily Jones, and I'm going to be helping her.
I'm Madison Walker, and I'm going to be making kroomkake, which is a Norwegian cookie.
This is dining
With
Diversity!
Exclamation point!
So first, for the kolaczkis, you're going to cream your butter and your cream cheese. You need 1 stick of butter, which is a half a cup, and you also need 4 ounces of cream cheese. So you're going to cream that. And so once it's creamed, you're going to slowly add your powdered sugar, your flour. I meant to say your flour. We're going to have to cut that out. So after it's become fluffy, you're going to add your flour slowly. Once you've added all your flour, let it mix for just a little bit more. You're going to use the plastic wrap. This needs to be refrigerated for about an hour until it's firm. So this is mixing. Looks pretty good. Over this, and then take this out. Take the beater off. Take this out. You're going to use your spatula to kind of take some of this out. And so, once you got most of that out, you can kind of clump this together and make it easy to make sure it's good. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it out, make sure you wash your hands, because otherwise it's like a sticky dough right now. That's good because they're not supposed to be really dry, because they'll crumble when you're trying to bake them. You're going to divide this in half, the 2 balls. You're going to wrap them in plastic wrap. So take some plastic wrap. And you're taking your dough out of the refrigerator. After about an hour of letting it firm up in the refrigerator, you're going to take your rolling pin, you're going to spread some flour on your counter space. Not a whole lot, so don't put like a boatload of it. And then so you're going to take your rolling pin, kind of roll it in the flour so it doesn't stick to your dough. And so you're going to take your dough out of the package, kind of push it onto here. Kind of get it coated in flour so it doesn't stick too much. You don't want too much flour though, because they're not supposed to be really crumbly. You're going to roll it till it's about 1/8 of an inch thick, 1 inch by 1 inch squares.
So you do want it 1 inch long.
Eventually.
And excess stuff that you probably can't use that don't really make full squares, you probably can put over to the side. You'll use those later. Use some that are a little bit bigger than others, that's alright. So you're going to take your jam or jelly. You don't want to use jelly, you're going to want to use jam or preserves, otherwise it kind of leaks out. So you're going to want to come over here and grab your egg whites. And so you'll have your egg whites here, and then you'll have a spoon. Got a spoon, and so you'll take this.
You got you a spoon!
Take this, put it on your little cookie thing right here, and this is the best part, is you're going to take this corner and this corner. This is one of the reasons why you need to make sure your flour surface is floured. Just say floured surface. You're going to take some of the egg white and kind of put it over on the crease right here. You're going to place it onto your pan, right here. Heat the oven to 375 degrees. And so now that it's finished, I'm going to put these into the oven. Try not to squish my face off of my skull.
God, that's not graphic.
Ow!
And we have to set the timer for
12 minutes, and then you need to check them, and if they're not finished.
No, that's 12 hours. 1, 2, and then no, press it again. No. Okay, there. Woo!
So you're going to use a sifter and kind of sift some powdered sugar onto your baked kolaskis. You don't want too much, so not supposed to be overly, really sweet cookies. It's just I like to add a little bit of flavor since you don't have any sugar in your dough. So just kind of dust these with some powdered sugar, and then you're ready to serve after you let them cool for about 5 minutes.
Cocoa powder and the sugar, and that's your first step. And you want to melt this all together and add in the beaten egg when it's melted. Been beaten in, and we're going to keep stirring till it's thick, which is about 2 to 3 minutes. The chocolate and the sugar and the egg and the cocoa powder mixed together, and they're nice and thick. As you can see, we're going to take this off the double boiler. We're going to turn off, for safety reasons, the stove. And then we're going to mix in the coconut flakes and the graham cracker crumbs. And we're going to combine this and press it into the bottom of the pan. Righty, now that the bottom layer, all the ingredients have been combined, you're going to press this into the bottom of the pan as it is the first layer of your 3-layer brownie. Righty, we're just pressing this into the bottom of the pan. Your hands must be clean, of course. Thoroughly washed, sanitized.
Heavy cream and the custard powder, and I creamed that together, and now I'm mixing in the confectioner's sugar. Now that the custard is finished, I'm gonna pick it out of the whisk and put it in the fridge to set.
Ready, so right now we're adding the second layer, which is the custard layer, on top of the chocolate coconutty layer. We're gonna spread that out evenly.
I'm breaking up the dark chocolate for the top layer of the nano bars. We added a bit of sugar to the baking chocolate, so it made it sweeter.
Because it tastes like what? Food of the devil.
Adding the third layer right now, which is just baking chocolate. We add a little bit of sugar to sweeten it, and unsalted butter, about 2 teaspoons of it. And we're just gonna wait for this to melt into a soft chocolatey layer.
You keep burning yourself. Who's
I'm not burning myself. I'm lightly scorching my hand.
Righty, so now we're gonna add the final layer, which is just melted baking chocolate with semi-sweet butter, and we added a tiny bit of sugar. And it's gonna thinly go over the other 2 layers, which are the custard and the coconut chocolate. We're finishing up the top layer. We're gonna put this in the fridge to chill for about 30 minutes.
So today we're going to be making krumkake, which is a Norwegian cookie. First, we need to cream the ingredients: the butter, 3 eggs, cup of sugar, 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 cup of cream. First, we need to cream our butter and our sugars. That looks like it's ready for us to add 3 eggs to it. We're just simply creaming it like we did when we were doing our cookie unit. Speed up just a little bit.
And then we're going to add the 1 cup of cream. So
Can't eat the cream.
Slow it down. Add the cream.
Going to add the flour. Turning it off so that way the flour doesn't puff everywhere. And then we have to do it on the low setting first. Otherwise it'll just puff everywhere and get all over my face. And now it looks like we can add our tablespoon of vanilla. We're going to turn it off and scoop down the side. If the mixture is a little too thick, then you just need to add some milk. But if it's a little too thin, then you need to add a little more flour. All right. I don't want to overmix the batter because we did add flour to it, and I don't want to develop the gluten.
We're finishing up.
Special. It's almost like a waffle maker. Get this. It's called a krumkake maker. It has a special little design on the inside. It makes it look all pretty. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a scoop full of this batter, and it depends. Sometimes you're going to need a little more. If it's thicker, then you're going to need a little more. But if it's thinner, then you're going to need a little less, obviously. So you don't want to put it in the center of the little circle because it's going to push the batter this way. So you want to put it just a little, slightly above the middle. Not there. Right there. That doesn't look like enough, so I'm going to add just a little more. And then this makes 2. So 2. And first, you just press it down. You don't want to lock it in yet. Just press it down a little bit. Let it sit. And sometimes there's going to be enough to where it oozes over. This one, it doesn't look like it. That's usually, it helps you tell when it's finished or not. So it looks like now we can squish it down. You got to be careful because this gets hot. Squish it. You can see bubbles forming on that side. And then lock that in there. And then you just let it cook for a little bit. Alright, so now these look perfect. They're done just how I want them to be done. Don't use a fork on the non-stick, otherwise it'll scrape it off. You gotta do this really quick, otherwise it will not turn. It will not stay. Do it again with this one. This one looks amazing. I'm definitely having this one. Yay!
I'm gonna have to get a little spoon.
So here we have some mixed berries, some blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries. These were frozen, we just let them thaw out, but obviously you can add whatever kind of berries you would like. And we have some Ready Whip right here just to make it easier. You could just go ahead and make your own homemade whipped cream. Usually it tastes better. Then you add your blueberries and strawberries. And it's delicious. It is delicious. All right.
I'm going to be making a Polish cookie.
I'm Jacqueline and I'm going to be making a Nanaimo bar.
This is my dad, by the way.
Hi.
Hi.
Lauren,
Hi,
Jackie,
Dad.
Lily,
My mom is in the bottom.
Madison, you named me. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Should we just restart that?
Okay, guys,
Okay.
we'll just restart.
I'm making a kolaczki, which is a Polish cookie. Okay, everyone just breathe. What is it? Fruit of the devil that you said making chocolate? Maddie's. Yes.
I want to show that because
Yeah, I want to.
And you could use this to roll it, but I find it easier just to use my fingers. But when you're first doing this, I suggest you not do that because it's going to hurt. So bad.
I think you're better off with using the fork in that.
Okay, maybe we're just gonna use this one.
I should have videotaped your face.
Real fast. It's actually better to take them off first, so that way they don't continue to cook. This looks good. See, now this is starting to come undone, so I'm going to try to save it and turn it a little more. That looks better. And this one is nearly hardened. Okay, I'm gonna get these.
Okay. Blues. Why do I keep saying that? It's so sad. There. Okay. Start over.
I'm lightly scorching my hand.
You're toasting it for later.
The cabinet above your head has pot holders.
Yes.
You know what?
See, but she likes to.
If you want, I'm just gonna spread the crust of the second layer on top of it right now.
Okay, I think we have that.
The dangers of making. Here we have some mixed berries. Looks like blueberry.
Blueberries. It's got a case of the blues.